Hello, my name's Linda and I work at Carers Centre, and I'd like to say hello from the Wellbeing Shed this morning. We call it the Wellbeing Shed. It's actually just a space that I do a bit of crafting, and because it's Carers Week and the focus of Carers Week is health and social care, we're thinking about carers' health and well-being. We use well-being as a word quite often at Carers Centre, by a way of ensuring our carers are accessing all the support they need and making sure they're looking after their own health. A state of well-being is that you're looking after yourself and in the best place you can be. We understand the impact that caring can have on you, and if you really need to look after yourself to ensure that you're able to look after the people that you look after, so you need to look after your own health. So what I thought we'd do today is just look at some simple crafts that you could do at home if you have a spare few minutes. You don't need a lot of money to be doing these sorts of crafts. I'm a great collector of all sorts of things, so I collect ribbons, buttons, anything really, scraps, old clothing you're going to put to the bin, recycle it, good for the environment, good for our mental health to be using things, and great to give as presents or as gifts for yourself. So I thought we'd just have a look at a few bits and bobs. All these things are made of scraps, like I say, rags. One thing I've been doing recently is rag rings. So these are made on wire. This one is made on wire. You could make it of anything circular really, but this is the metal wire that you can get from any sort of craft store. And basically all you do is cut little bits of fabric and knot them on, and then you go round and round and round, doing as many as you possibly can, and you've got a tight ring. You can do those like Christmas ones, reds and greens, put bubbles on them, baubles on them. You can do Easter ones, yellows, greens, all sorts, just made of rag, so it's great. Other bits and pieces I do might be quilting. If you're a bit more, technically minded and can sew, things like this, quilts, just made from the tiniest bits of fabric, and you can make some lovely heirlooms. And this one, for example, is a quilt I made a few years ago, and it's made of scraps from families, from our family. So like this piece here is a bit of my granddad's shirt, and this is a bit of an old skirt that I wore on a holiday once. So they make lovely heirlooms because you can look at those and think, oh, I remember that. So if you're inclined to learn, or if you're already a sewer, keep all these scraps, make something lovely. So all these things, they cost a little amount of money, but good things to be doing. So what I thought we might focus on this morning is rag rugging. Don't know if you're all au fait with rag rugging, but sometimes if you've been down to like Blissell Museum, you may have seen the demonstrators there making rag rugs. So this is what a rag rug looks like. As you can see, it's lots of tail ends of fabric. This one actually is a rug in my shed, but you can make smaller ones to make, for example, snuffle mats for your dogs if you've got a pet. You can make a small one, and then what you do is hide little treats in it, and the dogs have to snuffle about, which they love, to find their food. Good for their mental health, as and well-being as well as yours for making it, so double there. And you can make them for presents or something for your pets. So all you need for these is hessian. Get hessian. Sometimes you can get old sacks from the vegetable stores, little individual shops, potato sacks, or you can buy bits like this from craft centres and whatever. So the first thing you need to do with your hessian is to edge it. So basically you've just got to roll over the edges and just catch it with a little stitch along, just so that it's not going to fray, because as you can see it would fray and make a mess. So just hold your edges. Then you're going to need little bits of fabric, any scraps. Usually I do about 2 inches by perhaps half an inch, 2 centimetres maybe. And then you're going to need a stabber. Again, if you've been to Bliss Hill, you will see this done. I use this way, it's a traditional method, but basically you could use anything that was pointy. Traditionally it would have been done with one of these, which is a dolly peg, and as you probably know, dolly pegs have usually got 2 legs, but this one has had a leg chopped off, and then the other one you taper to make a point. So if you're able to do that, that's doing the very traditional way, but if that's not, for you, you can use anything, crochet hook or anything that's pointy to stick it through. So what you're going to do to make your rag rug is punch a couple of holes in it. So push one through there, and then one quite close to it, perhaps only about half a centimetre through. You've got 2 little holes, and then you're going to push your fabric through there, through the one hole, fold it over the back, push through the other hole. So you've got 2 little tails sticking out. So you can see how that builds up really. So on the back, it's going to look like this. So you can see all the back where that's pushed through. And then on the front, you're going to have all this. So you could have shorter bits of fabric to make it, a shorter rug, or you could do longer ones and make a fluffy one like that really. So you can do them as big as you like, as small as you like, and that makes a lovely sort of pastime, and also you're getting something really good that you can use as well. Saves you buying a rug, you can make one. So that's rag rug in a nutshell. The other type of rag making I do, you may have seen on a previous video, but is these, the plaited rugs. You can use them for like cup holders or table mats, or you could use old towels and make a rug, a bath mat, out of toweling. So any size or shape, but they're quite effective, aren't they? Quite pretty. And all you literally need for that is strips of fabric. So if you've got an old sheet, old duvet, shirt, anything, cut them into long strips and then pin the one end and then plait the other ends, just like you'd plait hair. So 1, 2, 3 going across till you've got a big long plait. Then what you would do is roll them, and as you roll it, just catch it with a stitch all the way around, and you can see it just gets bigger and bigger. Then on the back you could get a larger piece of fabric just to stitch on the back, or to glue on the back even, just to give it a bit more stability. But like I say, you can make lovely things and just out of bits of different rag. Use different ones like I've used on here, but I would suggest you use rag of a similar thickness, because if you've got lots of thick fabrics against thin ones, it won't lie as flat really. So that just gives you a few ideas. So all these, like I say, you can make stuff out of long bits of rag, or if you've only got little bits of rag, make a rag rug. So I know that's just a quick snapshot of what you can do, but I hope it's inspired you. The message is, make things if you can. Sit and have a bit of quiet time whilst you're engaged in chopping and stitching and whatever else you're doing, crafting, your mind is focused on that. And that is really well-being. Taking time out of responsibilities and care, making and crafting, and just having a bit of peaceful time. And it doesn't take a lot of time either, so you could do that little bits of time. If you've just got half an hour spare, just think, right, this is me time, it's for me. So take time, and please look after yourselves. Take care and enjoy your crafting. Bye from me.